Hey everyone, this is Kai from WCC, and today we'll be looking at a game from the WCC VGCS in Indonesia. It's a top 8 game between Anthony on Nova Grapplers on the left and Nico on the right playing Gold Paladin. Now this is in the Mysterious Fortune metagame, so we might see new cards, we might not, and we'll be doing this a bit differently. If there's interesting plays, I will stop the video and just talk a bit more about it or elaborate why. Otherwise, if you want to see the video where I'm not talking over it and you can just watch it peacefully, then go to Tea Time Gaming. We took this video from their channel, so go check them out. We got permission, of course. But yeah, check out Tea Time Gaming. They've got a lot of the games up, and do support them as well. So let's begin. Let's start with this matchup. This is actually very interesting because a lot of the new Excel decks are pretty cray-cray. They just make a full field from nothing and just bashing. Just don't really care about, you know, the fine aspects of the game. But Nova Grapplers and Gold Paladins don't get things for free. They have to play a bit differently. They have to play a bit more conservatively, and they have to play similar to what old Excel versus Excel has to do. So we see that there is a Gareth and we see a Howell. So Nico is pretty much probably playing Ezel for sure, not Agravain. But here we see something very interesting from Anthony, is that he just decides not to attack with his Vanguard. So he's forgoing his drive check to not give Nico 1 damage. This is I guess it's counterblast denial is very important in this matchup. The more counterblast you get, the more things an Excel deck can do, and the more ways they can technically plus. With no counterblast here, Nico cannot use things like a Vivian if he thinks there's there. He's triggered Howl. He can't use a Howl to multi-attack. He can't go straight into a Raven-haired Ezel and just maybe speed up the game too quickly for Anthony to deal with. So he's only one-lining here, which is kind of perfect for if he wants to slow down the game, that's perfect. And we see that that Anthony goes into Azure Dragon. This is we see some God Hand cards as well. So this is kind of like a hybrid Beast Deity God Hand hybrid, where you're using your Azure Dragon to poke for pressure. And he's played out the Silver Fist. He's gonna poke for pressure here, slowly dealing damage to his opponent. And Nico's gotten a draw trigger, which kind of just shuts down this entire turn. But with this deck, we uses Azure Dragon to pressure. And then, when he's done enough damage, goes into God Hand for that 1 extra attack. Trigger is absolutely blanks. He plays the Illuminal Dragon. So let's stop it here a bit. Plays the Illuminal Dragon. Why would you play the Illuminal Dragon when his opponent's going to trigger? Basically, if he gets front, then that front is hitting for a decent number. It'll make this card hit, pump up the Illuminal Dragon to something like 27, and then when the front will be with 37. So it hits over another trigger on the Ezel side too. But most importantly, for the next turn, it sets up the Illuminal Dragon to gain power early on. So if you ride something like another Azure Dragon or gains on the, he's able to then just use the Azure Dragon effect, play a card, and then that card will tag. If it doesn't hit, all good, stands. That card will stand. If it does hit, Illuminal Dragon is power, and pretty much just confirms that extra power, which is kind of nice. But if it doesn't hit, all fine. His opponent is just still on 1 damage. Not able to do much. He won't be able to use anything like a Din Drain countercharge because this is not used. There's actually like no way for him to use up this counterblast. So unfortunately, no extra effects from him. He just uses 1 Platina, which is okay. It is okay because it's free. It's free. You check it. You check what you get, and you call something you want to call. So what is Nico going to do this turn? So the big thing is if you commit a whole front row to pressure your opponent, that front row is liable to just completely disappear, and then for the whole rest of the game, you're doing very little pressure on your opponent. So he's decided not to commit anything to the front row, only decided to 1 line, so his opponent has to attack into his Vanguard to give him damage. He's attacking the Illuminal. There's 2 threats on the field, Illuminal and Silver Fist, so I guess any of them is okay. Just depends how much he hates the other one. He's able to call. He's called a Bowmains off the planet, but he goes to attack the Vanguard. Now, here's an interesting tidbit: is Nico actually likes Pelennor a lot. He probably runs Pelennor right now, and he's trying to fish for that nice amount of damage where he can go lethal. If he rides another grade 3 next turn, let's just stop here again. Really nice card. I like the Quatron Liger. He was able to ride another Azure Dragon. So he's able to like commit cards onto the field without really damaging his hand, to like conserve his hand for the big push later on. The Quatron Liger is an interesting addition. I know a lot of people who go God Hand doesn't really run Quatron Liger because it doesn't really fulfill their win condition. It doesn't really do extra attacks. But in this situation, it's perfect. It's able to get that extra attack on a hit, draw card, all good. And yeah, just drawing cards is good. But back to talking about Gold Paladin. Oh, another draw trigger, pretty much shutting down this entire turn again, so unlucky. But next turn, it means 3 Excel Circles. He's able to try and fish for lethal damage with a Pelennor. If he's able, I think he should have another Platina in hand, so it's going to be like a Platina Pelennor turn in Standard. Goes for the rear guard, and yeah, he triggers a front, so that Silver Fist should hit, but he decides not to give any more damage to Nico. 1 damage is all he has to work with, unless his Brenius goes into a Din Drain, which I'm sure it does. And yeah, he rides that other Platina, so we're going to look at a pretty strong turn from Nico here. He has 2 Counterblast to work with, which is pretty good. Yeah, if he had more, he could use the Howl too, I guess. So it's you can see why it's important to just keep Counterblast low against Excel. Just a lot of control on both sides. Well, not really on Nico's side. Nico has that one game plan he is going for. He's going for yeah, Pelennor Platina. But on the Nova side, you can see he has like a massive hand as well. A big hand. Both sides have a pretty good hand for Excel clans that don't really plus. Although Nico has gotten 2 draw triggers on the damage checks. So good times for him. He chooses not to play an extra card. It's going to conserve that hand again. But he's able to get a Raven Hair. And that heal doesn't go off. But then he gets a heal in a front. So, okay, everything is pretty massive now. And here he's going to fish for that damage. Pelennor needs a card to hit to be able to use his effect. So, but the good thing is, when that rear guard hits, he is going to 4. And then that Pelennor is threatening lethal. It gets -1 drive, but it has the Platina effect. So he's able to try and confirm more trigger checks from that. The other thing, though, is that if Anthony decides not to take any damage here, he has to expend a huge amount of cards from his hand, because everything has like front and one has a heal on top, which means that he's going to be using a lot of 15k guards, a lot of 20k guards. This Raven Hair, for example, is hitting for 27. Needs a 20k guard, but like that Din Drain's like 25. That heal trigger is, well, that Gareth, I mean, is big. So everything is hitting pretty big. He has to use high quality guards to guard them all, and that means things like fronts, which means things like Grit Bengal will not be able to stack fronts as effectively if he decides to eat it all. I mean, guard it all. And that's another thing in this matchup, is that when you start pushing your opponent to higher damage counts, they will use up a lot of their cards to guard, which means a less aggressive counterattack from their opponent. And this is actually really, really crazy. Taking the damage and getting that front means that it's easier to guard the rest of attacks and conserve a lot of his hand for the next turn. And here comes the Pelennor. We're looking at a Platina Pelennor here. Gets another Excel Circle, which is pretty cool, because when this card attacks, he's able to put that card into the Excel Circle. So nice, clean, and no replacing effects. Only 1 drive, but he is at 4, so it could be, if he triggers a crit, he'll be dead. But does Gold Paladin play crits now? So you can just kind of no guard and just pray, right? So actually no guards. The draw trigger comes out with a Din Drain. I think now he's gonna question what skill he wants to use for his Din Drain. He goes for the draw. And the Gold Paladin, he puts the power on the Pelennor and gets no triggers from that. So there's only 2 more attacks though, so I think this can be guarded pretty easily. He just needs to guard with 1, because I think that Din Drain's hitting for 25, yeah, because it didn't get the front. So very easy guards there. But now we're in a situation where where Anthony is on 5 damage. He probably has to do something. He is going into God Hand this turn now, so this is going to be his big turn. This is probably going to be all in, and he has 2 Kick Typhoons, which is pretty crazy. He has the Grit Bengal, stacks 1 front, has another one, so he can definitely trigger double fronts here, and just pretty much plays out his entire hand and uses the God Hand effect to get that crit. But wow, that hand on Nico's side is absolutely huge. Goes for the null though. You pretty much confirm to null this Vanguard, because with 2 fronts, that thing is hitting it's 25k each. Oh no, it's got silver for this, so it's like 30k each. Not really effective, and he triggers the draw on the last one too. So this is actually a pretty scary turn. Although Nico is on 2 damage, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more attacks from the Nova player. So it could be game. It could be like it could be game, but you know, he is on 2. He is on 2. They're going through the motions. They're going through the calculations now. So basically, he's just probably going to restand this one quite a few times. This Silver Fist. Does he have any more nulls? Does Nico have any more nulls? Does nulls even matter now? Is guarding this for oof. That is a huge amount of cards coming down. Unlucky, right? Unlucky. Is it worth? Is it even worth though? Shouldn't he probably just take some? Should probably take some early and then pray for triggers, right? Because everything is just gonna go to face. Yeah, well, unfortunately, that doesn't no trigger there. Oh, is he actually gonna stand the Azure Dragon multiple times? Gets a front. Okay, that's kind of helpful. Yeah, he's gonna stand the Azure Dragon. Sorry, the draw was on the Azure Dragon. I honestly don't think he has enough cards, because like that Kick Typhoon 9, 14, 2 fronts. So those fronts were like 30k each. It's like it's like 74k. Azure Dragon once again bashing face. He has one more null. But there's still two more attacks after this. So I think he might be just short. He nulls one. Can he? Yeah, his hand is pretty terrible here. I'm not sure if he can hard guard this one though, because again, it's like it's a 74 kick. So you kind of want to null that and then just probably pray for a heal, right? I'm not sure if the calculations would have changed much if he just took those cards earlier. But for all the math guys, let us know in the comments below if Nico would have won that, or if we would survive that. But yeah, crazy game from both players, in my opinion. That Nova Grapplers killed from 2. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, that was pretty much the game. I really like both decks. They were pretty cool. With the hybrid Nova Grapplers and the Paladin Platina from Nico. So look, if you guys want to see more of the WCC VGCS in Indonesia, we've got a few more videos that haven't been posted, so we can look at that. But yeah, go support Tea Time Gaming as well. They have a great channel with quite a few games being posted there, so go check them out too. And see you guys in the next video. Bye.